In this video, I'm going to be answering frequently asked questions international students have about working in the US. This is a follow-up to the video discussing the employment options for international students in the US. So if you haven't watched that video, you can do so by clicking the link in the description section below. Hey, it's Chuki here from sojourningscholar.com, where we help international students thrive academically and professionally. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest high-value content coming your way. Now, in answering these questions, I've put these questions into two categories. The first category relates to working during your studies, while the other category relates to working after your studies. So now let's dive right into the first category, answering questions related to working during your studies. Question number 1 is, can I volunteer off campus while enrolled in school? Yes, you can volunteer your time off campus while taking classes as an F1 or J1 student. However, you must ensure that you're volunteering your time with a non-profit organization, and you must not be receiving compensation of any kind. Question number 2 is, how do I prove my job is related to my major when applying for CPT? So you can prove your job is related to your major by providing a job offer letter to your academic advisor or your departmental advisor. So based on that job offer letter and the responsibilities of your job, your academic advisor or your departmental advisor has the ultimate decision as to whether your job is related to your field of study. Question number 3, are you eligible for CPT if you're taking classes virtually outside the US? In order to be eligible for CPT, you must have completed 1 year of academic studies while present in the US. So unfortunately, if you are a new student who's completing your first year of classes virtually outside the US, you will not be able to satisfy the 1 year requirement to apply for CPT. Question number 4. During my CPT, can I work remotely while present in the US? So yes, you can participate in CPT while working for a company remotely. Now let's answer questions related to working after your studies. Question number 5. Do I need sponsorship when applying for a job as an F1 student after graduation? No, you do not need sponsorship when applying for a job on F1 OPT or J1 academic training. This is because your F1 OPT or your J1 academic training is already a form of sponsorship provided by your university. Question number 6. Do I need a job to apply for OPT or STEM OPT? So for the OPT, you don't need to have a job offer to apply. However, for the STEM OPT, you must have a job offer, and the job offer must come from a company that's E-verified. Question number 7. What does my employer need to provide my university to hire me an OPT? Nothing. Unlike the CPT, where your employer needed to provide a job offer to the university, your OPT does not require your employer to do anything. Question number 8. When should I apply for OPT or J1 academic training? So let's take the J1 academic training because the rules are a lot simpler than those of the OPT. For the J1 academic training, you must apply before the completion date listed on your DS 2019. And if you fail to apply before that completion date, you're not going to be eligible for academic training. Now, in the case of the OPT, you're allowed to apply as early as 90 days before your graduation date, or as late as 60 days after your graduation date. And if you happen to be a PhD candidate, you're allowed to apply as early as 90 days before your dissertation date and as late as 60 days after your dissertation date. However, in the case of the OPT, your OPT is processed by the US government, to be specific, the Department of Homeland Security, and the processing time of the OPT can take as long as 6 months. This is why it's highly recommended that you apply for the OPT as early as possible. And in the case of the J1 academic training, your international office is solely responsible for the processing of your documentation. Question number 9. Can I volunteer for work while on F1 post-completion OPT? So yes, you can work as a volunteer on F1 post-completion OPT. However, the job for which you serve as a volunteer must be related to your field of study. And last but not the least, can I apply for OPT while I'm outside the US? So no, you can't apply for your OPT while you're outside the US. And this is because in order to be approved for the OPT, your travel records must show that you were currently in the US at the time of applying for the OPT and remain in the US after submitting your application for the OPT. So you're not only required to be in the US to apply for your OPT, but you're also required to remain in the US while your OPT application is being processed. And so if there's a change in your travel record between the time when you apply for the OPT and at the time your OPT is being adjudicated by USCIS, your OPT application will be denied. If you have any questions about working in the US as an international student, make sure to leave me a comment in the comment section below and I'll be happy to answer those questions. Please like and share this video if you found the information helpful, and also subscribe to the channel to catch up with similar high-value content coming your way. For more helpful resources, check out our website at sojournerscholar.com. Thank you for watching the video and I'll catch you on the next one.